Okay, so what we're going to look at today, let me make sure we can see everything on screen here. We talked about keyframing. We talked about animated curves, which I'll show you. They look like that. We talked about hierarchical structures, child-parent relationships, like that, 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 that. This takes us to, in animation land, this takes us to about maybe 1988. Any questions? You do have questions, do ask. Yes? Oh, I thought Mary may have asked a question.
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. Okay. And it's great for things like robots, car doors, mechanical stuff, because everything is rigid. But we're not. Like, see that? That's all soft. And this is all soft. People wanted some way to move things that were, I don't want to say living, but were supposed to be attached. And they came up with a system called skeletons. I'm going to go to setup because we talked about how there's rigging and there's animation, and setup is where you set things up, animate is where you animate. And I'm going to make a new scene actually to start to show this. We go new. I can leave my old scene up there, which is good. And here's my brand new scene. It's just like an empty one. And I'm going to get a human figure because that's a good place to start to show you how the idea of skeletons work. They're called skeletons. They're sort of like bones, but not exactly. And that's where this gets a little different. First, let's grab something to animate. Here's... Should I use something simpler? No, we'll use her. Why not? Good. Okay. This is free. This comes with the program. This is all one mesh, you'll notice. See that? I want to animate this. What I have to do is I have to deform it. If I'm deforming something, what I'm doing is I'm moving the points of the thing, not the thing itself. So you'll notice I have a whole page of deformers over here. We're going to use bones to deform it. If I go to the top tab in setup over here, I have this button called skeleton. And this is how you draw skeletons. I'm going to click it, and you'll see a bunch of stuff change. Here's a tool panel down here. I'm going to start in a front view because this will work better, and I want to get that camera out of my way. Don't show me the camera. Good. Okay. Now, if I'm in the skeleton mode, add is the default. I do not want symmetry on. I'll tell you why. And I do want intersection on. And I'll show you why. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a point at the hip that's going to be the parent of everything. I'm going to put it right here. Watch what happens when I click. Okay. I get that, which is just a point. And then I get that, which says skeleton joint. And now we will make a spine by clicking multiple skeleton joints up here, maybe to there, and we'll go up to the neck, let's say there, and we'll put a big one up to here in the head. I'm going to hit the period key so we can look around it now. Now, you see how it's right directly in the middle of the geometry? Because I turned intersection on, if my geometry is well made, this will automatically put these bones right in the middle of where they're supposed to be, which is very useful. If you look what they made a big hierarchical structure here. That little symbol of like the three colors, that's a null point. That's just a point. It's nothing else. These sort of look like bones, but really they're a series of points stuck together. Now let's do arms and legs. I want to turn on symmetry, I should say, across my x-axis. Yeah, symmetry across x. And here's why. I'm going to pick one of these joints to be the clavicle, basically. We'll say there. And you notice I can move these around if I want. And I'm going to make a bone out to the shoulder. You see it's doing it on that side too. I can move these around while I'm still live. Let's do one down to the elbow. Good. We'll do one down to the wrist. And then hands are very complex. Let's try to get a side view, actually. There we go. We'll do one for the whole hand. I'll say down to here. I'm on the wrong side. Oh, you know what? I should do it from here. And so we can see it, I'll go to solid. And now I'll stick my bone there. And maybe I'll adjust the end of this a little bit. See what I do with the other side adjusts too. So now I made two arms, which is good. Now let's do the legs. We're going to select the root and we're going to make a joint for the hip. Like that. And we'll go down to the knee like that. Down to the ankle. Let's see what that looks like from the side. I might push that back a little bit, like that. Good. And I'll put one out to the tip of the foot, like that. Okay. Now that is a skeleton. If I double click this, you'll see it selects everything. You know, the reason it doesn't is because I still have my symmetry on. Let me turn my symmetry off. Symmetry, 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 off. Good. Now we'll double click that. And that selects everything. That is a skeleton that we're going to use to deform this mesh. Now we have to assign the mesh. I'm going to go back to default like this. The way we assign it is a function called binding. What binding is going to do is it's going to take each point that makes up her mesh and it's going to assign it to a particular bone so it will be moved properly. A lot of math involved in this, by the way. I'm going to select my mesh here. This is my original mesh. I don't need it. I'm going to delete it. Select that mesh here. I'm going to do a cleanup. Never hurts to do a mesh cleanup before you do this. Good. Okay. Now I go to deformers because this is where we do binding. To bind, important series of steps here. Let me just pop back here for a second. The important series of steps, you make your skeleton, you set it all up in the right place. You turn on setup mode. When I turn on setup mode, there'll be a yellow rim around the screen. Watch. Now I can assign it. I select my entire skeleton. If I double click the top, that's every joint. And then I'm going to control select what I want to control it. That. And when I do it, this bind button should now turn on. The bind button is the thing that's going to attach everything. I click bind, and it's going to give me choices. My best type of bind is a heat bind. I'll show you why, assuming this works. Oh. Well, it didn't work, but let's see if it got close. It didn't even get close. Damn it. Okay, this is my normalizing folder. This is the thing that actually would contain the bind. It doesn't have it. So let me try it again. I'm going to push this camera out of the way. I'm still in setup. I'm going to select my entire skeleton. I'm going to control select the grid. We'll hit a heat bind. It's choking on it. I'm going to do something to try to fix it. Oftentimes it's happier with triangles. Under polygon, I'm going to triple it. Good. Let's see if that fixed it. I'll go back to setup. I'm going to save, actually. This is feeling very crashy right now. Save as, we'll call this female bind. Hope I don't regret that later. Okay. We'll select the skeleton again. Control select female. We get the bind button. Remember, we tripled it. Well, that's a good sign. That means it knows what the problem is, which is 16 edges. See how it says that there? Where they are, though, oh, isn't that just wonderful? Your geometry has to be perfect for this stuff to work. I'm going to fix that. Oh, that is annoying. And you know how I'm going to fix it? 1, 2. I'm going to merge those. Moto. Where are my edges? Edges, edges, edges. That's a hole that doesn't like holes. Good. So what I'm going to do with those two edges is I'm going to, no, why am I not? I should be in model. Edge, I'm going to join them averaged. Especially since it's not like anyone is ever going to see that. Let me go back over in here. There's that other hole that's creating the problem. Hit the 2 key, we'll select an edge. Hit the L key. Oh, that's an ugly loop. I mean, nothing against her, but that's a troublesome loop. Okay. I have those 2 edges selected. Let's try joining those averaged. I'm going to do another mesh cleanup. Mesh cleanup never hurts. Good. Am I in edge mode? No. We'll go back to setup. We're still selected. Okay, it still has 8 edges that it doesn't like. Let's see what those are. Corners of the lips. Corners of the lips. You need really good geometry for this. You think that they would do a bro a solid and like solve these problems before I got to them? But it's not the Moto way. I'm going to click that edge. It's going to do both sides. I think I'm going to be able to one edge there and one edge there. Oh, you know what? Let's grab this edge instead. This edge and that edge. If I hit Shift and A, it should frame me around it. Oh, that is ugly. I'm going to do something slightly different with this. I'm going to select the whole loop of unpleasantness here. Oh. Okay. Okay. I'm going to convert it to a point selection. Alt 1. And I'm going to take those points. Vertex, vertex. And I'm going to join them. Especially considering that it's like the corner of the freaking mouth. Why would I waste a lot of time on this? You want a model with like perfect quads for this to work. And it's why the people who model have to talk to the people who animate. We have to talk to people who rig. We have to make sure that their models are all doing the right thing. Okay. I dislike that it has a weird one in the middle there, this one. But let's try the exact same gag we tried before. I'm going to convert it to a point selection. I'm going to join average that selection. And we're going to try again. We're back in setup. We have everything selected. Bind. Darn. I'm going to do a save as because I do not want to lose this. Okay. I'm going to try a different bind for right now, but that's going to create other problems. We'll do a smooth visible bind and see what that does for us. Okay. You see how everything's a different color? Every color represents a bone. Now, this enveloping probably will not be perfect, and this is what I mean by that. I'm going to go over to Animate, and actually I have to get out of setup mode, so let's go back here. I will turn off setup. I will go into Animate. I should save again because this has a very crashy feel to it. Now, if I select a skeleton joint, a bone like that, and I rotate it, here's what's going to happen. See that? Actually, that's not bad enveloping. Let's see what happens on the knee here. Yeah. Put the knee backwards like that. Can we get her arm up? Let's see. Huh. This makes me sort of regret spending all that time. But that's why I spent all that time, because that is a problem. I don't want that to happen, right? There's a couple ways I can fix that. What that means is those points are connected to this bone, which I don't want. If I go into my normalizing folder here, the first thing I'm going to try to do is limit my sources to 2. If I limit them to 1, how bad is that going to be? Let's see what 1 is going to look like. Yeah, 1's not going to work either. So we'll go back to 3. And what I have to do now is called weight painting. I have to remove the influence of this bone. If the other enveloping had worked, I probably wouldn't have to do this. Under Paint, we get a whole separate menu for this. Vertex Map Tools, because that's what we're looking at. Show me my vertex maps, vertex maps, vertex maps, vertex maps. Good. Now, here's the problem. That green there is affecting this green over here, and it shouldn't be. I got to go to that bone, not that one, and you'll see they light up as I go to them. Probably easier to select it. And let's also go to automatic here. I'm going to go to wireframe for a second just so I can find the bones. This is the bone I want to work with. We'll go back to vertex map. I need to paint that out is what I need to do. I'm going to go to erase, and I'm going to go to the part that looks weird, and I'm going to start erasing that color influence from it. Come on. I should turn off live deformers because that slows everything down. I know I've probably said this before, but this uses a lot of math. Oh, see, and I went too far. I got the arm there. Good. Let's get these weird ones over here. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah. Now, this is a lot of work. If I could get the enveloping working, the heat binding, I probably wouldn't have to do this part. You see how there's an influence down here? I'm going to make the brush bigger. I'm just going to take off all influence over here. Good. Ooh, let's get whatever. Oh, you know what I bet that is? I bet that is being affected by the hand, which is another bone to pick. I'm always talking about your 5, you know, modeling and texturing. I'm going to go to smooth because it's getting a little chonky down here. Modeling, texturing, animating. This is the one we're on. This is part of animating, rigging. Oh, 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 oh! I gotta get now. Here's the next part. We need that bone there, and let me clean that bone off. See how that bone's influencing? Get rid of it there. Oh, I should be in erase. My mistake. I'm going to undo that. Erase. Get rid of that influence. Oh, went back to paint. Okay, now erase. Erase. That's what I want to see. I want to see it getting rid of the color for me. Good. Now that'll all stick back when it catches up with us. Good. See, that's more like I'd like her to be. Okay. Let's see how that is now. Oh, okay. We're close. That still has some influence of some other bone. I bet you it's that, I bet you it's this guy. Is that guy? Ah. Nope. No, that's the legs. Let's find these arms. This is where renaming stuff probably really useful. That's one arm. Where is the other arm? Oh, one of these is the head. That's the one I want. And you see how I can see how there's extra junky noise down there? Good. Let's paint out the really weird parts here. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Hopefully this is going to not freeze up on me too much. By the way, I'm running two GeForce 1070 Ti cards in here. That's a bit better. This is about how fast this can do this. This is not a great part of Moto, but I think I finally have her arm back where it's supposed to be. Okay. That is weight painting, which means I can now go back to Animate. And when I move that arm, things should move more naturally. Let's see. We'll go here. We'll select the joint. It's going to catch up with us momentarily. I'm going to put this, it's already in shaded, okay. Make sure I'm not in setup mode. This is slowing down a whole bunch. I'm going to get off that paint thing because that might help me a lot. We'll put that back to shaded, good. I'm going to save as. We're going to call this 2. We'll call this 3 actually. 3. And I'm going to close this and reopen it because it's feeling a little dicey. Don't save. Good. Let me reopen it. And I think we'll find that it will catch a lot better when it reopens. That painting is very graphics card intensive. I'm going to open, boy, I hope that's what I named it. Oh no, female bind. I don't regret calling it that. How about that? Okay, here she is. Animate. Now I'm going to grab that bone, and I'll grab this bone, and I'll grab this bone, and I'll grab this bone, and I'm going to keyframe their rotations like that. I'm going to go over here down to frame 30 or so, and let's now rotate them. I don't have that other part perfect, but we'll try to make it so we don't see that. We'll get this arm. We'll have her put her leg back. Now, I'm showing you this primarily to help you with your projects, which do not have to be this complicated, obviously. Let's see what happens here. We hit play, and she does her move. I want to try, let's go back to File, Save As. We'll save this as Female Bind 4, Animated. Let's go back to Benson. File. Open, Benson, open, recent, Benson, 2 rig 2, I think. No, Benson 2 rigged animated 1. Okay, so here's my Benson. I would like his arms and his legs to be able to bend. Can I do that? I can. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to have to remove them from the chain, and I'm going to have to remove all the animation. I'm going to take all this stuff here. Well, that's everything, actually, I think. And I should be able to do this and hit this. Control Z. That should just be my keyframes. Delete. Delete keys. Good. Good. So now he doesn't have any animation on him. And we should have everything zeroed. My rotations are all zeros, which are good. This is our hierarchical structure. The things, which are this and this, and this and this, and these legs, this and this, that I want to deform, I can't have them in, that they cannot be in my hierarchical structure because they're going to be deformed by bones separately. So I'm going to pull them out. That's no more complicated, and let's close this one. No more complicated than doing that and actually going underneath them. And let's get the ones that are underneath it. We'll take the right hand, pull that out, left hand, and pull that out. So now the body is still all there, and the head, that's all connected, but all the arms and legs are separate. Now let's make skeletons to control them. We'll go back to setup, hit Shift and A. Good. I'm going to be working with symmetry here. Do I want to do that? Yes, I want to do that. Yes, okay. I'm going to go to skeleton. I need a better view than that, so let's go to solid. How about? Good. And what I need to do is I need to put bones in these arms. Let's grab the left arm, right arm. Good. I'm going to go to skeleton. We're there. Let's turn on symmetry across my X. And let's see what happens when we click. I hope that gave me a bone. Go back there again. Skeleton. I have my symmetry on across my X-axis. Good. Put those in the wrong place, though. Control Z that. Maybe I'm not on the right axis. Oh, you know what? I think it's the Z-axis I want. Let's try that now. Where to put the other one? Boy, it worries me. Align X direction Z axis. I should make sure I'm at 0, 0, 0 because that makes a big difference here. I'm just clicking around to see where things end up. It actually really worries me that I'm not seeing symmetry here. Z-axis. I should be seeing symmetry. You know what? Am I going to regret this? Yeah, probably. I'm going to put a bone. I'm going to turn off my symmetry. I'm going to put a bone here. Ah, I see my problem. See, you know what my problem is? Everything's at 0, 0, 0. It's probably a big horrible thing over here. Yep, big horrible thing. Erg. Let's delete all that. Look at that. Crashed. So you know, animation is fix upon fix upon fix upon fix upon fix upon fix upon fix for the last 40 or 50 years. So every technique, you need to kind of know the previous techniques, and it always gets more complicated. No, we're not going to try that. Which you're sort of seeing here. You saw me buy the farb twice here. I'm going to open. Oh, and I should have saved it. Sort of regret that I didn't. But, you know, it's, I think, useful for you to see that this sort of lousy stuff happens to me too. Let's lose all our animation. Delete all the keys. Good. Now, here's where my problem was coming from before. He's not at 0, 0, 0. Let's select his entire body. Good. Oh, and I still have some animation on there. Let's lose that animation. Ah. Delete. Good. Now the animation's gone. See, the positions are all... am I going to regret this? We will find out very quickly. No. Okay. That is much better. I can already see that he's centered. This. Who is it who says all the time. You're always better off starting over. I know the guy can be kind of a jerk, but when you're right, you're right. This will be much better. Let's save at this point. File, save as. Benson rigged. We're going to call this Benson rigged 4, so we know it's further along. We have to take it apart a little bit, and I don't want to see them shaded. We got to get those arms and legs out of there. We'll pull an arm up here. We'll pull an arm up there, and we'll pull those legs too. Loose leg, loose leg. We'll get the hands out from there. Hand. Okay. So all that stuff is no longer in this structure, which is good. Now, we'll save again. I'm in setup, which is good. I'm in skeleton, which is good. If we look at our axes, that's the z-axis that I want to be across. I want symmetry across my z. When I click here, it should give me another one there. Yes, that's what it was supposed to do. I mean, not really. I mean, that's what I really wanted it to do. Let's put it that way. Why are you leaping out on me? Good, that's better. We're going to push you up here. And my guess is it's not going to be very happy about, the locations. Actually, that's not awful. All I have to do is if I select the chain, which should be here, and move it, the other one should move with it. You know what? We'll move them one at a time. There's probably still stuff I need to do. Why? Okay, let's see if you'll all move at once. Oh, good. But did the other one move? Oh, no, but we'll make it move. Really, I want to get them inside, but I can get them close for this because it's simpler. Okay, not awful. Let's move this one back like that. Good. And this one, we'll just put the hand in there. Oh, where's the hand in there? No, the hand is in there. Good. Okay, we'll push this one back a little bit. W key I need. Okay. Now those are what we're going to use for the arms. Let's do the legs. We'll go over here to setup. Setup, skeleton. I need to go across my... no, I think it's the same axis. Let's see what happens. If I click here, it gives me a null point there. Good. I wish it wasn't always stick it in the middle like that, but oh, Control Z that. I want to move one of these, yeah, like that. I probably should just put this here. Yeah, I probably should just, ooh, Control Z. Put this at the tip of the toe. Put that to be the heel. This is where working in plan views will give me better, much more accurate results. I deserve that, just so you know. That was entirely my fault. I mean, who else's fault would it be? But still, I should have gone to the plan views a long time ago. Make my life way simpler. Okay, now here's what we got. We have 4 separate skeletons here. One for an arm, one for another arm, one for a leg, one for the other leg. Now, this is where this gets weirder even. I'm going to parent the skeletons to the body. I wonder, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try to select it all, just drop it under body. Wow, I got away with that. Control Z. Let's get out of skeleton mode before we make anything go awry. Now, we're going to try to envelope things one at a time here, and we'll see what happens. I know that, and I should name these, the skeleton joint left, I want left arm and left hand. So if I go to setup mode, I'm going to select left arm. No, actually, I'm going to select the whole joint, then control left arm, control left hand. And actually, let's do that again. Skeleton joint left, right arm, and right hand. Should have named those better, but let's see if it'll envelope. Deformer, 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 bind. I'm going to try heat, but this one won't really matter if it's heat or not. That worked? I shouldn't sound so surprised. Oh no, that only sort of worked. Oh. I picked the leg. I picked the leg. That's on me. I mean, it's always on me, but still, that was just okay. Let's try right hand and right arm, and now we'll try right hand and right arm. We're in setup. We have the whole skeleton joint. We have the right geometry selected. We hit bind. I hit OK, and it assigned. It assigned the right way. How about that? Let's try this on the other side. This is going to be the other arm there. Let's get our left hand, control our left arm, and, oh, I should have gotten the skeleton joint first. Now control left hand and left arm. Now, let's try to bind that with heat. This is, by the way, this is rigging. We're now building a much more complex rig than we had before. I will get my left leg and the right skeleton joint. And let's try to bind it. Okay. Let's check the other one. We're so close on this. Let's get our right leg and let's get the skeleton, oh, wrong one. Good. And right leg and bind. We heat bound all of that. Now, you see how there's those little pluses? That means that these things are bound, that they're colored. So what does this do for me now? Let's take a look. Turn off setup, save. If you went through all that trouble, you should save. Save, 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 save. Did I save? Let's do save as. It also really bothers me that my hands and a few things disappeared, but we'll worry about that later. We'll call this Benson 2 rigged 5. Oh, no, they're there. Okay. Let's go to animation land. Now, The body is still the parent of everything. And underneath the parent, there are these skeletons, and the skeletons control this stuff that isn't parented. So if I move the body and rotate the body, it should do some stuff. We'll click there, we'll go up to here, and we'll move our body like that. Good. And we'll go up to here, and we'll move our body like that. Good. So now our body's doing this. Let's do some rotations on that body too. We'll start it there. He'll get up to here. He'll get up to there, let's say. And he'll start to go this way. And by the time he gets here, we'll have him turning all the way that way. Okay. We could have him bob and do something too, but for right now we have him just doing that. Now let's check how those skeletons work. Now I want the arms. If I select the root of the arm, and actually I can just do that like this. I'll go here and select that. If I rotate this, the whole arm goes happily with it. See that? Whoa, all the way around. But let's try this. He's going to just swing his arm. You know what? We'll have him make his arm go straight. I'm going to select all the joints at once and turn on all their rotations at once and hope I don't regret this. Now let's try and straighten out his arm. I'll say by here his arm's going to go straight. Like that, and we'll grab this one like that, and we'll grab, and this is why we can deform it. As you see, it's actually deforming like that, and we'll actually make the hand go like that. And so what that's going to do right now is it's going to do this here, and we'll have him bring it all forward by here, let's say. Who knows, maybe he's going to punch someone. I haven't thought it out that far. We'll put that one there, and we'll take this one here. Where's that one going to rotate to? We'll rotate it downward like this, maybe out a little bit. And we'll take this one here, and we'll rotate this a lot more like that. And let's make the fist hook in. Oh, that's the wrong one. I need the one inside there. Okay. So here's what he's doing now. See that? Obviously there's more to do there, but that's for the animator, not the rigger. I got his legs deforming nicely, and I have him in a good parented structure with skeletons and deforming geometry, which is all quite a lot. I should be able to grab any of these and keyframe them and make them as bendy as I make the bones. I wish you weren't in geometry mode. I should have keyframed these, but I'll keyframe them later. We'll start with them there. You can see that animates better. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll keyframe all his rotations like that, and we'll go up to, we'll say here, and we'll keyframe his leg straight. So animators would spend all day in this window. When I used to work doing a lot of this stuff, I spent almost all day down here in the curve editor. I had to figure out why things were doing what they were doing, where they were doing it wrong. I'm straighten out this leg. Though really the fun part of this is the animation, I think. Like if you can make things look right. And by the way, this is another thing. If If you really want to animate well, you should use reference. Like I can put video reference in here without a problem. What do you think of that? We got a more advanced rig going on. You guys have learned a lot more about animation. I'm going to call that it. Let's step out here.